It's looking like both DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray will both return to the Cardinals lineup this weekend. So Murray would cost you $7,500. Chase or fade, he's a great DFS play here despite that chunky price tag.
I go fade here. First of all, I don't know how mobile he's going to be. Even before the injury, he was running less frequently. And I really want, if I'm going to pay up for $7,500 for a quarterback, I want to get the rushing yards and the possibility of a rushing touchdown. The Bears are one of the best against quarterbacks, number 9 on the season fantasy points against. In the last 4, it's actually they're 7th against. So they're a tough, relatively tough matchup on the road. I think I fade that price. I'd probably go $6,000 for Derek Carr instead.
Okay, Reid Fowler, what do you want to do here, man? Because this dude, even before he hurt his ankle, only failed to reach 20 DraftKings points in 2 contests.
Yeah, I mean, when you have to be great, there has to be unequivocally no doubt that you are going to be getting the rush yards, right? That is a cheat code in fantasy football right now, and that's just not the case. Jeff laid it out pretty nicely, right? He's gotten 1 rushing yard, 6, 10, 21 in his last 4 games that he's played. And since his back-to-back QB1 finishes in week 1 and 2, right, he's finished 3 outside the top 15, and 2 of those were outside the top 20. So what is Kyler doing right now to get the moniker of great? I think we like to think that he has the ability to be that. We saw that, flashes of it in the first couple of games, but since then he's just not. It's not the case, and you have to equate it too against other guys on this slate, right? Derek Carr is definitely in play. I think Herbert, Hurts, those Lamar. I think Lamar, if there's any player that I want to pay up for, and I know this is probably not going to be popular, it's Lamar Jackson. I think he's faced some pretty tough pass defenses, but I think he gets a nice one this week in Pittsburgh. They're not the best. They're 29th in weighted DVOA. And so, I'm going to take him and pay up for him as opposed to Kyler, which we haven't seen since week 8.
Okay, so Pearce, Cardinals had a bye last week. Murray was close to playing in week 11, so he's likely close to full strength.
I don't know if I would go that far. He's likely close enough to play, but full strength. And let's assume you're right. Let's say he is at full strength. Are they going to completely unshackle him? Is he going to be full go? Are they going to let Kyler Murray be Kyler Murray? The answer to that's no. There's not any questions. I mean, some people will come into this matchup saying, well, there's a couple questions surrounding it. We know this. Jeff talked about this. Heading before the injury, they were not running with him. Reid just mentioned that, gave you the numbers. They're not running the ball with Kyler Murray, and they shouldn't. They can win games without letting him run. Now in the playoffs, as we get close to the end of the season, if they've got to win games, then sure, you maybe consider rostering him if they're going to unleash him and let him go wild. But I don't see him going wild. I don't think he is close to 100%. It's not the best matchup. If he was $1,000 cheaper, then we could have a pretty good debate. But right now, I don't think there's any debate at all. You just can't play him.